Ryan Garcia has made it crystal clear that he doesn't believe Terence Crawford stands a real chance of beating Canelo Alvarez when they clash this September. According to Garcia, Crawford already showed major cracks when he stepped up to 154 pounds last August to face Israel Madrimov in Los Angeles. Garcia points out that Crawford looked uncomfortable at the higher weight, struggled to assert himself, and his usual punching power simply didn't carry over. What makes it worse, Garcia argues, is that Madrimov isn't even considered a particularly big super welterweight, nor is he known for knockout power anywhere close to Canelo's level. Yet, despite that, Madrimov still managed to land clean shots throughout the fight. In Garcia's eyes, Crawford looked like an older fighter, lacking the explosiveness, strength, and durability needed to hang with naturally bigger opponents. And if he struggled that much against Madrimov, Garcia believes it's obvious he'll have an even tougher time against a physically dominant and battle-tested champion like Canelo. Garcia even went as far as to say that if the judges had paid closer attention to the damage and impact of the shots, the decision could have easily gone Madrimov's way. He insists that Madrimov was landing the more meaningful punches, while Crawford's lacked their usual snap and power. In fact, Garcia is convinced that if they fought again, Madrimov would beat Crawford decisively, fully exposing his weaknesses at 154. He didn't stop there. Garcia also predicted that Crawford would struggle badly against other top names in the division, fighters like Bakram Murtazaliev, Serhiy Bohachuk, or Virgil Ortiz Jr., and could even be overwhelmed. From Garcia's perspective, Crawford's prime years are behind him, and at this point, he's vulnerable against younger, stronger, and naturally bigger guys built for the higher weight classes. That, according to Garcia, is exactly why Crawford's chances against Canelo are practically non-existent. Garcia also claimed that the only reason this fight is happening is because of Riyadh season's money. He argues that Canelo himself never really had an interest in facing Crawford, and only agreed because of the massive financial incentives. If the matchup were based purely on merit, Garcia says Crawford would have been forced to prove himself first by moving up and taking on dangerous super middleweights like David Benavidez, David Morrell, or even Edgar Berlanga. But in Garcia's opinion, Crawford wouldn't have stood a chance against any of them, likely getting stopped due to his lack of size and power at 168. In Garcia's words, Crawford simply isn't built to fight naturally bigger and stronger opponents, which makes his attempt to dethrone Canelo a near-impossible mission. He believes Crawford doesn't have the physical tools, power, or endurance to deal with someone of Canelo's caliber. And for anyone thinking Crawford can just outbox Canelo, Garcia dismisses that idea completely. He insists that the sheer size and strength difference will eventually overwhelm Crawford, no matter how good his technical skills are. He can't beat Canelo, no way, Garcia said during an interview with AK and Barak. He didn't even look strong against Israel Madrimov last year, and Madrimov isn't even that big. Garcia makes it clear, in his view, Crawford is biting off more than he can chew. September, he says, will be the fight that truly exposes Crawford's limitations once and for all. Another major point Garcia raises is the gap in durability between Crawford and Canelo. While Crawford dominated at the lower weights, Garcia argues has never faced anyone with the kind of physical strength or granite chin that Canelo brings. Canelo has gone to war with some of the hardest punchers in the sport, guys like Gennady Golovkin, Sergey Kovalev, and Dmitry Bivol, yet has never been visibly hurt or knocked down. Crawford, on the other hand, has never had to deal with that kind of firepower. Garcia believes that once Canelo starts landing clean, Crawford won't be able to handle the punishment. Even if Crawford starts the fight strong, Garcia says the relentless power shots from Canelo will wear him down as the rounds go on, most likely leading to a stoppage in the later rounds. Finally, Garcia points to Crawford's lack of experience against truly elite opponents at higher weights. Sure, Crawford dominated at 140 and 147, but Garcia argues that the level of competition he faced there doesn't even come close to the caliber of fighters Canelo has taken on year after year. Canelo has consistently fought world-class opposition across multiple divisions, while Crawford's biggest win was against Errol Spence Jr., a fighter who, at the time, was already dealing with injuries and weight struggles before their fight.